Hello and welcome back to the Mercenary Miniature Painter YouTube channel, and we've got a lovely special one for you today. So if you've been following the campaign, you'll know that we have got a big siege battle coming. So it's the first time either of us have run a siege, I think. So we've been both desperately doing our homework, looking at the books. I'm sure there will be multiple times today where we're scratching our heads, working out how things go. But we got it fairly simple. It's just we're just doing a straight line of a castle. We don't have enough pieces to do like a square and like that big of a game.
Time and effort and that.
It'll be huge. We want to just see how it plays. We have a suspicion that it might not be that well play tested. So we're going to give it a go. It just looks like fun.
At some point, we're going to do the Storm of Chaos, aren't we? So I think once we do that, we'll do a proper big one, Chaos Empire. Nice. I don't think elves are particularly great for it anyway, what we were just discussing.
Yeah, we were just saying that the points restrictions really limit your forces, and elves are a bit wet. So without your cavalry and all your sort of fancy chariots and stuff like that, it's difficult. There's not much hard hitting. So it might be some wet noodle contests here, but hopefully not too much. We've both got fairly compact elite forces, so it should be fun. So yeah, we'll show you the forces and the battlefield, but in terms of the campaign, this is the big one. So Malko, the town that we're fighting over, is a fortified town in the middle of the Border Princes and is worth 10 victory points to the person who holds it at the end of the campaign. Now, at the moment, John has taken it. It was empty, so he just wandered on in, and I am pretty much back to the wall at this point. So I am losing in terms of territory, but taking this back will be a big swing back into the Dark Elves. And we've said as well, I think we agreed, just because of the way sieges work, like a loss is pretty much going to shatter either side, like the amount of resources.
No, because we'll carry on again next time.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, a loss. If it's a massacre, we'll do the point at the end. The massacre will kick the side out, but I think because you can easily move back, I can comfortably move back.
Yeah,
I think we'll leave it open because then we'll do the regardless of what happens, we'll do the town one. Yeah, we'll do the town one for a laugh on the next one. We still think that could be a bit pivotal depending on what goes on. Obviously, if there is a massacre, we'll play it by the rules and they'll be gone type thing, but see how it goes. Hopefully, Massacre to the Dark Elves.
I was going to say, in terms of working out Massacre, I'll say that because there's 4 quarters. They're not really quarters,
we'll just do
4 sections.
Yeah, we'll just do it three sections to one.
I was going to, I think that makes sense. So
yeah, that's 3 quarters of it. Yeah.
Awesome. Right, let's show you the table and show you the forces. So as you can see, this is the castle of Malko. John, what have you got defending the castle today?
So from right to left, we've got 1 bolt thrower in the tower there.
Yeah.
We have 10 archers. We've got 10 sword masters with a commander.
Yep.
We have 10 spearmen. And then we have 10 more archers with the General Rylian. He is a commander tonight. I couldn't actually fit a highborn in that. Or Prince, sorry.
Yeah, so to anyone who doesn't know, in a siege battle, the defending force is half the size of the attacking force because they get quite a lot of advantages.
But because I fortified it, I do have an extra 100 points instead of the 200. That's the campaign rules. And then up in here, we have another bolt thrower. And then behind the wall, we have this lovely lady. She is a level 1.
And what spells did you roll, John?
She has got Flames of the Phoenix, and this guy here has got the Gem of Hoeth, and he did roll Fury King.
Cool. And on the other side of the table tonight, the Druki Horde is on this side. I've got 13 Black Guard with my general, who is a sorceress, and she's got Dominion and Chill Wind. They've got 2 ladders, and then I've got 16 Witch Elves here who've got 3 ladders. I've got 16 Corsairs in a siege tower, 16 Spearmen with a battering ram. Ignore the banner. None of my units have banners today. Or I don't think so anyway. I'll have to double check on the list if I have. 16 more Corsairs with 3 ladders and 16 Witch Elves with another siege tower, and at the backfield there I've got 5 harpies just to try and play a bit of distraction.
You've got an assassin as well, my friend.
Oh yes, I forgot. I do have. Sorry, I've missed out. I've got another sorceress somewhere who's got Dominion and Chill Wind. Where is she hiding? She is there. Sorry, she's got Chill Wind and Doombolt, not Dominion. and an assassin who is somewhere in the force.
Where to?
I think you can probably tell. There's a 50-50 chance where he is. But yeah, that's the armies. So that is also the deployment. There's no point going into it because that's all it is. What I will do though, so the siege towers, they can't march, although they do move double when they charge. But the advantage they get is they do get to move 2d6 before the game begins. So I'm going to do that now. So this one, Mighty 11.
Oh, my finger.
Stabbed you with the
with the fork.
And then this one, not too bad at all. 8. It does help. Excellent. So I'll move the units with them in a second. But yeah, we'll come back. John gets the first turn because he's obviously the defender and he's watching me approaching him. So hopefully it's not as devastating a first turn as he had last week, if you saw that. So we'll see you in a minute, and hopefully I've got an army on the table when I come back.
Turn 1 for the High Elves. Obviously no movement. The lady behind the castle, she has got Flames of the Phoenix, and she's got Channeler. So she's only a level 1, but I can chuck 3 dice out. So I tried to 3 dice flames onto these Corsairs here. I did roll 10, annoyingly, so that didn't go off. I didn't bother with any other magics, only had 1 dice left. And then in the shooting phase, the Bolt Thrower and the Archers and the Reaver Bow went to the Witch Elves, so I killed 4. It was a pretty poor showing, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3 or 4. 4. It was 4.
Yeah, so the Bolt Thrower only killed 1. The Archers killed 2, and then Reaver Bow only killed 1. And then the shooting over here was a little bit better. So this guy here's got a longbow. He did kill 1 Corsair. And then these Archers killed 2. And then the Bolt Thrower killed 4, I think, didn't they? 7 altogether. And they did pass their panic check, annoyingly for me. So they are still in it. But okay, start. I'm not going to complain too much about that. Those Corsairs are going to be moving a bit slower now, so that's what makes the difference, I think. This is going to be the be-all and end-all of trying to slow these siege towers up. So over to Scott for his turn 1.
That's my turn 1 over, and not a lot's happened, to be honest. This tower could only crawl forward. Luckily, it had that advantage at the beginning, so it is still in the lead, but it is slowing down. I've had to take guys off the top to make sure I've got enough people pushing it to make sure it doesn't stop completely. Everything else has just come forward. Magic, I did get a decent amount off, but it's just the impact's been limited. So Chill Wind against the Bolt Thrower over here, which John did opt to stop, and he just about managed that. Then Chill Wind went off against these Archers, but he pulled out a scroll, and then I got a Doom Bolt off on the War Machine up there, but I didn't do any hits to the crew, sadly, so I just did 1 wound to the actual Bolt Thrower itself. And then I tried to Wonder Corride in it, but John had 1 dice left and stopped that. So magic has done nothing. I don't have anything to shoot at the moment. Everything's just going forwards. So on to turn 2 High Elves.
Pretty pathetic turn 2 for the High Elves. So the magic, I got off 2 drain magics. A big one with her onto his general over here, and then a small one with this guy, and Scott scrolled 1 and then stopped the other one with his dice. So that was magic. Shooting, we only managed to kill 1 Corsair, even with all of this. Repeater Bolt Thrower, 10 Archers, and Commander with a longbow. We only killed 1. And then we only managed to kill 3 Harpies with the rest of the shooting over this side. Luckily, the Harpies did panic. So that is that. We're going to get 1 more turn of shooting, and then the fighting's going to commence by the looks of it. So we could be in a bit of trouble. Over to Scott and his turn 2.
That was turn 2. Again, nothing spectacular. Everything just has moved forwards. And I've tried a bunch of spells. I tried to Chill Wind these Archers. John stopped that one. this one over here, John scrolled because I rolled a big 13. And then this lady managed to get a Doom Bolt off, but again, you stopped it. No, actually, no, sorry, she didn't. I failed to roll it, and then I didn't use the Wonder Corridon this time round because John still had 2 dice left and it didn't seem worth running out for a very futile attempt. So I just need to survive another round of shooting. Oh, I should say as well, the Harpies have fled forever. So they've done their job, though. They absorbed a turn of shooting and have meant that tower is probably going to get where it needs to go. So on to John.
Turn 3 for the High Elves. Went about as to plan. I didn't kill enough of what I was hoping to, but so the movement. So the guys on the walls are allowed to march, and as long as they've got enough range to go past one another, the units can swap over. So we measured it out. They did have 10 inches to switch over. So the sword masters have come to here, and these guys have come to here. And then my generals just hopped out and joined the spearmen over here. Magic phase. This guy here did get drain magic off on his level 2 general over there. And Scott stopped it with his dice. And then my lady tried doing 3 dice Flames of the Phoenix onto those, but I didn't roll anywhere near high enough, so that didn't go off. And then the shooting phase, the bolt throwers have finally found their range. So this guy done 5 wounds against the Corsairs, and Scott only saved 1. So that siege tower can't move anymore. Obviously, these archers marched, so they couldn't shoot. And then onto these ones over here, annoyingly they hit 8 times against the Witch Elves. And then through bad rolling, I only managed to kill 1. So that meant the bolt thrower had to go into him. So he did, and he killed 4. No, 3.
3.
Yeah, I think he hit all 6 times, and then only wounded 3. And then because it's still not enough, Reaver Bow had to go in, and he did kill 2 more. So this one's can't move as well now, which is handy. So we've managed to stop the siege towers, but there's going to be a lot of charges at my units this turn, so we're going to have to be braced for that. Fingers crossed we can start winning a few combats. But over to Scott on his turn 3.
Turn 3 for the Dark Elves, and stuff has finally hit the walls. Also, stuff has finally died, so I did get, 3 archers died to magic this turn, so a combination of doom bolts and such, and a Dominion has stopped this thing from firing at me next turn. But this one had to be abandoned as I don't have enough to push it. Over here, my assassin was in the unit, so he's just revealed himself, and the sorceress has joined to give them enough to shuffle it forward an inch after a slight wheel. But it is still a threat, so that's something John's got to consider, and it hopefully will get forward because the actual ladder assaults have gone very poorly because you can only actually hit on natural 6s as the attacker, and you strike last, and John's got a lot of great weapons, so I lost 6 witches over here. I didn't lose any blackguard. I did do 2 wounds with my witches, my hag, against the swordmasters, and sadly he saved both of them, so that was not what I wanted to see. But the gate was crunched, so I get +2 to any further damage rolls on it, so hopefully the gate will go and I'll get some guys through. But yes, other than that, it's a dangerous game at the moment, and I think it's looking to get a bit harsher in the next turn. So John's turn 4.
Turn 4 for the elves, good and bad.
Which elves?
Yeah, the High Elves.
For the High Elves.
Good elves. So the magic, nothing moved again. The magic, I done a drain magic from him onto his sorceress. Didn't get it off. And I done a Flames of the Phoenix onto the spearman. I did actually get it off this time, but Scott managed to 4 dice stop it. So then into the shooting, the bolt thrower, even though it done quite a lot of wounds, it only ended up killing 2 witch. 3? 2? 3, I think.
3, I think, yeah.
Yeah, he did hit a lot, but then I failed quite a few, so it did only end up killing 3 Witch Elves, and then the archer shot at them, because it all had to be randomised now. I just wounded the assassin. I didn't wound any of the others, even though I did do 4 hits. Onto the combat, so I won this one. He did manage to kill an archer. He's been rolling a lot of 6s, annoyingly, since he has 6s to hit. But in the challenge, my general killed a bloke, and then my archers killed another one, so I did win, and they have broke, so they're gone. And then over here, I killed 3 out of 2 units, and Scott done 3, so I think it was a tie combat in that one, so we're all go again. It's all looking a bit tense, and these guys in the battering ram, they've smashed the gate, so
it's not fully broken, so I can move through it, but I'm at half speed. I can opt to stand there and faff about with it, but we were saying it's probably it's not really much
half speed through the gate.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's Scott's turn 4. So let's see what the Dark Elves can do in this turn now.
Turn 4 for the Dark Elves, and it is still a bit of a slog, if I'm honest. So the assassin and the witches over here have gone and grabbed a ladder, but they weren't able to move it up this turn because you can't charge in the same turn as you pick it up, or at least that's what we think makes sense. The warriors have breached the fortress. They are in the town of Malko now. So I wish I had more engaging the walls to keep John preoccupied, but over here it's a bit of a mixed bag, really. So magic phase, I got chill wind on these guys here, killed 2.
No, yeah, you killed 1 out of that.
Yeah, 2 of these, and they stopped. I chill winded those with the other sorceress, and only killed 1. And John just threw quite a lot of dice to dispel that one. It still went through, so they are out of action. He did stop the Wanda Corridon on the bolt thrower up there, and I got a doom bolt from this lady onto the spearman and killed 2. So not a terrible magic phase, although I could have done with more chill winds like that when I still had units moving towards the walls. Combat. John continues to whiff attacks, although he did do a bit better this time round. He's killed the Blackguard champion, who's the first Blackguard to actually fall, and then he slaughtered a bunch of witches, so they've run away, but the Blackguard have held, so they are still on the wall over here, and these are fleeing now. So yes, there's a lot of things pulling back, but the Corsairs did rally, more importantly, and they're quite a big unit, so I might be able to get them onto the tower and get it moving again if I'm lucky. And John's got a few turns to repel me and get down into the courtyard and get rid of those invading Dark Elves.
Big turn 5 for the High Elves. We've got through them pretty well now, so a big thing happened in the magic phase. The movement, I moved my commander into combat so he could fight on the walls. And then my archers both, Scott's assassin had terror, so I had a few terror tests to make first. These ones panicked and fled. Luckily, my general's unit held, and these have ran to here. I opted to move these off the wall and come here, and then the commander, I said, just moved into that unit. That was all the movement. The magic, so I tried 1 dice in, drained magic onto his caster again, didn't get it off, but then I've done a 3 dice Flames of the Phoenix onto the Spearman, and I managed to double 6 it. So they are flamed, and I did kill 6 of them.
6 of them are dead, yeah.
Which is pretty nice as well. You gave me a panic check for them as well.
That's a good point.
And they panicked.
You got in the walls. 10 from... yes, going that way.
So sorry about that. We'll just move them after. So that was the Flames of the Phoenix, went off there. So that's going to hamper Scott's magic phase as well if he actually wants to stop it. And then in the shooting, I started with this bolt thrower. All my archers were chill winded. That's what made me hopping off the walls, really. So he went into the Witch Elves that were carrying the ladders down here. We hit 5 times again. He's been pretty good with that. And we randomized it. It was 2 on the assassin, 2 on the unit, 1 on the champ. The assassin only just got killed. We lost 1 unit model, and I killed the champ as well. So it's just 1 lovely lady left there. The Reaver Bow guy, he wasn't chill-winded. He went into the Corsairs and he did kill 2 of them, so that's quite handy. And then thinking this side should be fairly well sorted now, I put that bolt thrower into these Corsairs. I was over half range and I whiffed every single one. So not one hit. So they're still looking not in too bad a shape, but they're obviously going to be trying to man this. So I'm hoping to rip them down next turn with a bit of luck. And then over to the combats with my commander and 2 sword masters in now. I got 5 attacks for them. I hit 4 times and I killed 4 blackguards. Scott obviously didn't get to attack back and he did hold. So that's how that's gone there. So it's looking pretty good for the High Elves at the minute, but never say never, and there's still a few turns left to play. So over to Dark Elves, turn 5.
Right, I have just done my Dark Elves turn 5, and it's gone horribly. So these guys did not rally, so they are determined. I don't know where they're running now. They're just fleeing into the town somewhere. These did, though, which has been kind of annoying because it stopped the Corsairs from assisting up here. And it's kind of blocked up everything, but there's not much I can do about that now. These are all moving towards the castle gate. Magic, though, I couldn't complain. I got rid of the spell, so they're not on fire anymore, which is nice. And then I killed 3 spearmen with a Doombolt. Was it 2?
2.
2.
Annoying for you because they're still at unit strength 5.
Yeah, I need to kill a few more to stop them from taking. It's not on unit strength. It's on models. So as long as you've got the commander in the unit as well, you'd be right anyway. Yeah, I think it says 5+ models to keep hold of sections of the walls. But yeah, it's looking like a bit of a struggle. It's not over though, because if I can keep the walls tied up and get rid of a couple more units, I might still be another chance of just get minor victory and taking the castle. But we'll see what John can do with his turn 6. Bear in mind, there's 7 turns. So if it seems like I am playing a long game, it is because it is a longer game.
So that turn went about as good as it could possibly go for the High Elves again. We're slowly clearing everything up. So rallies, these guys did over here, and they've just reformed like that. Movement, he's wheeled round. She come up to here, and Spearman just hopped off the wall. Magic was again very good. So this guy tried doing a drain magic onto her again, didn't get it off. And then she 3-diced Flames of the Phoenix onto these. Scott did try and stop it. I rolled a 13 and he only got a 12, so it did go off. It did only kill 1 though, so he did wound 5, but Scott made 4 saves.
It's more that it's going to screw up my magic phase, which
is quite handy. And then in shooting, these guys killed 1 more, and everything else up on the wall shot the Corsairs, and I think I killed 6, 7.
A lot of them, yeah. I didn't do a panic, did I?
They're good.
They're good.
So killed 6 or 7 of them with a Reaver Bow and 2 bolt throwers. So they're looking pretty depleted now, and it's on to Scott's last turn. Let's see what he can do.
It's not my last turn. I got 2 more.
Oh yeah,
this
sorry.
is my 6.
Turn 6.
I've got a 7 as well.
Pardon me.
Right, short and sweet turn. It was about as well as it could have gone. The spearmen rallied, and I managed to douse the flames. Everything else is just trying to get in. And I got a Dominion on this one, so it won't be shooting at me next turn. Over here, John slaughtered another 5 of the Blackguard, but importantly, there's 1, which means this unit is stuck on the wall, won't be able to move into the courtyard in John's final turn. So really, I just have to keep that unit alive, and then loads of other stuff has to go right next turn. But I can do it. That's the important thing. It's not game over. It's just game very hard. So let's see what John can do to me in turn 7. On your last turn, how's
turn
it going?
7 for the High Elves.
Where's my unit gone, John?
The shooting's been a bit too powerful. So this lady hopped out here, and that was pretty much all the movement. Everything else stayed exactly where it was 2. So on to the magic, sorry. He tried doing a drain magic onto this one here, didn't get it off, and she done a big one, 3-diced it onto her, did get it off, but Scott managed to roll and stop it. So she hasn't drain magicked, but then in the shooting phase, First of all, the bolt thrower went into the spearmen. He ripped out 4 of them. Yeah, he killed 4. And then, so he went these guys into the lone witch elf that was left there. The 5 of them, they done 2 wounds, so she was dead. And then the 7 that were left here killed another 2 of the spearmen. And then old Reaver Bow up there, he finished them off. So that is the spearmen gone. And that's pretty much sealed the game, I think. But you never know. And then in the combats, we killed the last Blackguard. I can't remember the name now. I was about to say Executioner. We killed the last Executioner. So that's how that went. So Scott's turn 7. He's got a few things he might be able to do. Magic might be able to save him, but we shall see. On to you, my friend.
So we looked around, and it was pretty obvious that no matter what I did, I was going to lose the game. We're not really sure how badly, but I haven't really killed much. So, just out of hatred and playing into my character, the Dark Elves decided as they couldn't win, and Rylian had obliged me by standing on the wall. So as it's a campaign and deaths can be persistent, they've just decided to throw all of their hateful magic at him. And after a chill wind, which John let through, and a doom bolt, which he tried to stop, but didn't, he's very much dead now.
Do you want me to roll it up now?
Yeah, let's do it now. Let's just see if I've nicely murdered it, if it was worth it.
Please don't, Rylian. I'm going to need you again.
Is that the good one?
No, the good one's 6.
All right. I
think that means it just nothing happens to him, I think.
I should say as well, actually, one of the big reasons, so you might wonder, why didn't I take a nice dragon or manticore or something that could just fly over the walls and kill everything? But it's because, despite this being a campaign of Lord Vuruviel, he's only actually fought 1 battle, then got wounded, which meant that he had to sit out a battle, and then he hasn't had one since because his army's just been fleeing. So this was a bit annoying. That personally, I would have rather it had been the other way around. If the level 4 Kyra had got in to the castle and he was just holding the HQ, that would have been better for me, I think, because I'd have had a lot more magic to throw at you, and she could have been on a Pegasus, so I could have flown her around and been annoying with her. But that's not the way the way it's been done. So as you can see, my force is in ruins. I think it's fair to say I've been massacred.
I don't think you've been massacred.
No?
You got two characters worth a fair few points left.
Yeah, I suppose.
Those witch elves are worth quite a few.
All right, I've been badly battered, so we're moving back out. It's not been a successful raid. Could be dangerous next turn though, because there are several armies now. I don't know, because Greylort's going to get kicked somewhere
back into the road.
Vuruviel's going to move down, and Ragnar's right next to it. So there's 3 armies potentially. It could be another siege for all we know. But yeah. Let's do do you want to sit down and just do a chat summary?
We'll have a point, and we'll have a chat about what we think, good and bad and whatnot.
All right. See you in a minute. Go on then. Did you kick me off the tile?
We only just did it, to be fair, but I think it was a pretty big beating in the end. You did manage to break the gate down and push through, but there was still way too much shooting on the walls to pretty much destroy everything that come close anyway. But for you, luckily in your last turn with the sorceresses killing Rylian, it did stop a 1,200 point swing, which would have been a massacre, and that would have been the army gone out the way. So
yeah, my HQ is occupied, so a massacre would have meant that army's got nowhere to flee to.
It would have been definitely bad, and Rylian would have had free reign up in there. So you did make the right call in the end, however spiteful you were trying to be.
And next time, Vuruviel will be in the army.
So which will make a difference. Go on then, mate. Pros and cons to the siege. Obviously, we didn't do it as a 4 castle round. So.
No, we had a lot of discussion during the game, and the thing that became obvious to me quite early is I think I should have just blocked the witches and taken 1 tower, or I could have still done 2 and just blocked the corsairs, blocked the witches, and had 2 lots of 30 because there's a lot more to shoot down. It didn't anticipate how quickly they dropped. And John was able to just...
you even got good 2d6 moves with the sieges to start with the towers.
Yeah, so to be fair, I think the thing that I didn't anticipate was even with minimal magic, because you had 2 Dispel Scrolls, that was 2 Chill Winds you stopped, because that would probably have meant that I'd have had another turn of movement on the towers, which could have been pivotal, might not have been. So your list was, I think that was quite nice. You had a good balance. That Radiant Gem of Hoeth giving you the extra dispel dice, extra casting dice as well, did help.
The channeler on her, obviously, high elf magic items, being able to take 2 scrolls and then the channeler as well. She did get off a couple of flames of phoenixes, which ballsed you up a bit near the end.
That was a big thing. It stopped my magical domination because that could have swung it back around. Because I was saying as well, the thing that's frustrating is because the way the scenario worked is the back of the castle split into 4 sections, and you need at least a 5-man unit to hold it. And if you look at my army, there's not that many units gone. Most of my units were down at 4 models, so not quite enough to take it. And John's were all at 5. So if I'd have got a couple more lucky
you did have
hits,
a few unlucky Doom Bolts and Chill Winds where you only killed 2 or 3, which could have been a bit more, which would have made it a bit more iffy at the end.
The big swing though was once the spearmen were gone, and I knew I couldn't win. That's why I said I just thought I'd go for the more in character kind of way of playing and just try and blast them off the wall, and it has ended up actually benefiting me. So
having the deployment after you as well is a massive bonus. So I think they could possibly change it by doing 1 unit at a time. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's the way we are, because I knew full well those sword masters were just going to be a nightmare to get through. So I just placed them exactly where they needed to be, and they would never even on the turn where I rolled horrendously, we still only ended up drawing. And you rolled really good that. you rolled a load of 6s that turn as well. That's so literally about the best it could have possibly been.
I think, again, it's all hindsight, but we were saying too in the game, I think the better way to have played them is if I'd had more chaff to throw at them.
Just to hold them there.
But the thing is, you are a bit stuck as the attacker because you're so slow with the besieging items that you can't just change direction. Especially being elves, I'm used to being able to just run down the table and go somewhere else. So when a couple of times units didn't get wiped out, but not enough of them to push the towers, and then the towers were in the way. So yeah, that was a little bit of a struggle there, but it was fun. It's fun to do something different.
Yeah, it was good. I did quite enjoy that.
And it was a smoother game than I thought. It could have ended up being a bit of a logjam, but it was quite back and forth.
Didn't really have any disputes about anything either.
No, and surprisingly, despite the fact that points wise, I did absolutely get smashed in this one, but it pretty much still came down to the last 2 turns because I had a unit that could, if I hadn't have needed to move the sorcerers out of that unit, I had another unit that could have taken.
And you had the spearman actually in there.
If the spearman had survived, and then if you'd have whiffed that last shooting phase, then I could have got in, and I only had to kill 1 unit then, or 1 model from the unit, and then I would have won it and swung it my way. So yeah, it was a fun game. We've decided though, just so we're not playing castle after castle after castle, the gate's now smashed. We've got a nice scenario that we've played previously where it's actually inside of the castle. So there's so many armies around. If we fight in the next round, and the High Elves have to fight again, rather than doing another siege, it will just be the gate's broken and we'll do the actual battle inside of the town. And there's a few extra rules for that one. So look forward to that one. Just whilst we're on camera as well, roll for my assassin. What did he get? Because he also died. So
you want me to roll for him?
You can roll. What happened to him?
Oh, he's missing
a turn, so I am an assassin down. But my lord is actually coming back for the final 2 turns. What was it? Because this is turn 18, isn't it? So we've only got 2 more campaign turns. So the Dark Elves, they've missed the easy victory they were hoping for to take the town. And there are a whole lot of armies around. We've got dwarves, chaos, Skaven have moved into the fray now. The Empire have given up really, and I think the orcs have probably decided that they might burn stuff, but I don't think they're going to be fighting anyone in the end of the campaign. The lizards actually might come back in and burn down Malko. But yeah, we will do the campaign turn in a separate video. But yeah, this has been the Mercenary Miniature Painter, Scott and John. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more content.